Okay, guys, I hope you can hear me. The last video that I did, I was having technical problems and didn't realize it until later on. Every now and then when my computer resets, I don't know what it does to the sound of my internal mic. So I had to actually plug up my regular mic, which I should be using all the time anyway, because it sounds so much better. But anyway, y'all, thanks for tuning in again. I don't know who's going to come in now because it's kind of late. I'm just going to go through this live really quick this time and go ahead and tell you guys what I was trying to tell you before regarding the mom who had her children overnight in the freezing woods in Jam Master J trial, because it started on Monday in Nicki Minaj and Megan The Stallion situation. Those are the only three things that I will be telling you guys about tonight since I did have to do this live over again. But before we start, let me ask you guys to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. And thank you so much. Welcome to all my new subbies. Thank you so much for joining Shay's family. And thank you to all my subbies that's been with me for the longest. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Also, guys, let me go ahead and do the copyright disclaimer under section 10. Let me see. Hold on. I got to move this over and actually get this copyright disclaimer. Under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. It will be in my comment area, and it is scrolling across that brown banner right now. All right, so let's go ahead and get started off. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, and welcome to everybody who watches this in the replay. Let's see who's over here. Tony Bands, thank you so much. Hey, thank you for telling me that you didn't hear any sound. I saw it late, but thank you anyway. All right, and y'all go show Tony some support and tell him that Shades Tube sent you. Carl is here. Again, I had technical problems. I know you don't know because you was asleep, and you're probably asleep now, but thanks for leaving your your thing going. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Talking on this mic sounds tripped out, but it actually sounds a little bit more professional. So I should probably use it all the time. And then I won't have all these little problems and stuff. But anyway, I was telling you guys earlier about the mother who went outside in a drug type thing, situation. Let me just go ahead and give you guys the story. Okay, hold on. Damn, I hope I didn't take her story off here because I honestly think I did. Let's see. Ooh, I hope I didn't. If I did, I'm gonna have to go back and get it because I didn't know that this was the erase. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. I think I erased that damn thing. Hold on. Let me see. I think I did. Let me go ahead and find her article again. No, here it is right here. Thank goodness. Anyway, this is according to the Messenger, okay? A Georgia girl, 3, who passed on after spending night with her mom in freezing woods, was dressed only in a onesie, according to the police. Uriah Ridge, 35, took her children into the cold without warm clothing because she was intoxicated on cocaine and marijuana, according to police. So let's see. Alina Paschal, 3, passed on after police found her, another child, and their mother, Uriah Ridge, in Douglasville, about 20 miles west of Atlanta, on January the 16th, according to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Police accused Ridge of taking the girl into the woods in freezing temperatures, clothed only in a onesie, in the rain for an estimated 8 to 10 hours, causing the child to become hyperthermic. The other child, a 7-year-old boy, was also not dressed for the elements, said police, who received a call about a woman and her kids lost in the wooded area near the Foxhall Resort where they had been staying. The children were soaking wet, according to the police, who gave first aid to them and their mother before they were all taken to the hospital where the 3-year-old passed on. Uriah Ridge, 35, was intoxicated on cocaine and marijuana, police allege in an arrest warrant. Let me show y'all the picture of the little kids real quick, okay? Let me pull my shirt down, man. I be looking tripped out when I be on this damn camera. Y'all just don't be knowing. Hold on. Shirt be all up. It's just so funny. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, they said the consumption of illegal drugs is believed to be the root cause of why Uriah Ridge took her two small children into the woods with hardly no clothing on and below freezing temperatures. And they were also in the rain for more than 11 hours, they said in a statement. Despite having a working cell phone, this lady, y'all, did not call for help until just before noon the next day. The mother has been charged with 2 counts, each of first and second degree child cruelty, and 1 felony murder charge in connection with the unaliving of her daughter. The boy remains hospitalized. Now, in November 2022, and different news sources have conflicting information. One news source said in November 2023. This one right here said 2022. Hold on, y'all. My mic fell. Hold on, let me push that back up. Ridge was charged with felony child cruelty, battery, and public drunkenness after she allegedly slapped her son around multiple times in the face, punched him in the back of the head, then dragged him through the business by the neck at a bowling alley, according to the arrest warrants at the time. Now, in another article, like I was saying before, they said that she was also arrested in November 2023 for something similar. Now, in the second article, it said that she was in a bar, but when they said she was in a bar, they also said some of the same things happened. Then they said that she slapped the little boy, punched him in the back, and dropped the little girl. Okay, so I don't know if that 2023 is not correct. They just messed up with the dates. I don't know for sure. But regardless, this lady should have never still had custody of her children. Okay, because she had a couple of incidents that we know about. I'm wondering if anything happened when she had the kids at home. You know what I'm saying? Because this lady is clearly strung out on drugs and a drunk. Because in this situation, 2022 or 2023, or both, she was drunk. Okay, so clearly she has a problem with alcohol. And I'm trying to figure out again why didn't CPS take the kids, get her some treatment, put her into some type of parenting classes and other classes, you know what I'm saying? Before they let those kids come back home, if they even can come back home at all. Because of her stupidity and selfishness and her habit, her daughter life has ended. And she was only 3 years old. Can you imagine what those kids felt like being out there in that rain, in the woods? It's cold, freezing, below freezing temperatures. And they got on little bitty clothing. The baby had on a onesie. And this lady is drunk, or not drunk. She was high off of, in weed. Well, marijuana. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what was she doing the whole entire time with the kids. Was she just sitting there? The kids probably were crying, especially the 3-year-old. The 7-year-old probably was too. They probably was shaking and stuff and all types of stuff. And she just sitting there being high as a kite. You know what I'm saying? In the days probably just tripping. And then even, I don't know, just crazy. And then the next day, but before noon, she calls the police. That don't even make no sense. Anyway, this lady, obviously have her kids all over Facebook, but on Facebook, she showed the kids the happier times, like, when they were at the swimming pool, amusement parks, in an indoor skydiving area. She also called her kids her amazing little ones. And she used the hashtag Mommy Loves Them under a photo of the kids at a spa. She also said this: I used to say I wanted all boys. When this little princess came along, I was hooked. And that's what she said over a photo showing her painting her daughter's nails. Now, Ridge is being held without bail and is scheduled to appear in court later this week. So this article was titled, no, excuse me, it was dated 6 days ago. So I guess sometime this week she must be going to court. But again, I'm trying to figure out why does she still have custody. Let me go ahead and read a few of these comments real quick. Okay, so Lucifer said in November 2022, Ridge was charged with felony child cruelty, battery, and public drunkenness after she allegedly slapped her son multiple times in the face, punched him in the back of the head, and dragged him through the business by the neck at a bowling alley, according to arrest warrants at the time. What the F was she able to have her kids? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why did she still have her children? You know, CPS, I don't know what the heck be wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? They leave kids that shouldn't be in the parents' home with the kids. I mean, with the parents, and kids that should be in the parents' homes, they take those kids out. You know, it's just backwards. You know, there is no way that these kids should have still been in that household with this lady. And then she was at a resort too, so maybe she got high inside there, but was she there by herself? Were there any other people there? Because if it was other people there, did they not notice that she was gone with the kids? And then they were gone all night? Because you would think they would go out there and look for them, right? That is crazy. Let's see what else these comments are saying real quick. Tom said, I guess she still only wanted boys. She purposely unalived her daughter, but she had to get drunk and high to do it. They let her keep her kids after she beat her son like that in public, shaking my head. I hope she gets life. Child protection is so backwards. They let little bitchs with no common sense and no crazy and unfit keep their kids until something bad happens. But a trying mama gets her kids taken away. And I say the same thing. Some trying mothers get their kids taken away. It's just pathetic, you know, the system, you know, because a lot of kids, you hear about a lot of stories that are similar to this, where the parents still have the kids after it's been reported that they've been abusing their kids. And then, you know, one day you hear about the kids getting severely abused or either, you know, unalive. Like I said, they need to restructure, you know, the CPS, you know, services institution, department or whatever. They need to change it up and make some changes and make sure that they really check out these people when they get complaints, you know, and make sure they get the help they need before they allow them to have their children again. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. This little girl should still be alive. And if they would have taken the kids away way back in November 2022, or even maybe before that, this little girl would still be alive and her brother would not be in the hospital. And I don't even know his condition right now because I can't find any information about it. Anyway, let's see what somebody else said. Vote Blue said, can someone tell me why this woman was allowed around her children? Clearly she mistreated the boy. I hope she stays life in prison. Well, if she gets convicted, she could get a possibility. She could get that, you know, what penalty, okay, in life in prison without parole. So she could get one of those too. In all honesty, said child abuse is usually learned behavior and drug use can be too. Yeah, it can be, but you know, just because you got abused as a child, it doesn't mean you're gonna grow up and abuse your children. Just like you can be in a household where people using drugs or getting drunk, it doesn't mean you're gonna be the same way. I still say ultimately it's your choice. You know what I'm saying? You know, regarding, you know, doing drugs, abusing them and things like that, or child abusing. Because if you know you was in an abusive home, I know some people do learn this behavior from home and don't try to stop it, you know, but some people do, if they notice that they have, if they're more prone to abuse or alcohol abuse or drug abuse, sometimes these type of people go and get help before they actually start doing things. You see what I'm saying? So it just all depends, you know. I think, you know, if you are in a household with a parent or a dad or whatever, and they're abusing you or whatever the case is, you know, as you get older, if you think you need some help, you know, I think, you know, you should get it. Just like if you're around parents who abuse alcohol and drugs. But I don't necessarily think that kids will grow up and do this, the same thing as they get, older. Because, my mom used to drink, you know, and I never even started drinking alcohol. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that, I've seen in my family or whatever the case is. I don't do none of that stuff. So it just depends on the person, I believe. I don't think for some people, yeah, if they grew up in a household like that, they may start doing it. It's just, they usually just start doing it. The same thing with the child abuse and things like that. But, for some people, they just don't. After you experience getting abused yourself, sometimes that really hits a person really hard. They be like, I'll never abuse my child. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. It depends on the person and things. Okay, somebody says she needs to surrender her rights as a parent and let her son be adopted. He deserves a chance to have a better life. The thing about it is she is arrested and she may be she's charged with those things that I said: cruelty to children, what else? Murder in the first and second degree, and then I think she has another charge. So she won't even have to worry about having a choice, regarding surrendering her rights as a parent, because they're going to be taken out away from her anyway if they're not already taken away from her. And she's going to prison for a long time because I don't see them, not sending her to prison. You know what I'm saying? Because what she did is just unacceptable, and like I said, she has already had at least one other complaint, maybe even possibly two. It could be even more because as the days go on, they're probably going to come out with more information unless they seal the case or something like that. They're going to come out with more information to let you know about this lady, and definitely if she had CPS or the police called to her house any time other than what we just talked about. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We will see. Let me let y'all hear what this TikToker said about this real quick. Let me see if I can go to that real quick. I hope y'all can hear me pretty good. Let me turn this down. Let's see. Uriah Ridge. Okay, new details for you tonight. So listen, can y'all hear that?
In the death of a 3-year-old child out of Douglas County, her mother appearing in court today for the first time since being charged with her murder. Police say Uriah Ridge was high on drugs and took both of her children into the woods in freezing temperatures for nearly 12 hours. According to the arrest warrant on January 16th, Ridge took her 2 children into the wooded area near the Fox Hall Resort, and they were out there for hours after allegedly getting lost. Police maintain she was high on cocaine and marijuana at the time. Officials also added it was wet and freezing out, which resulted in Ridge's 7-year-old child being sent to the hospital, but her youngest didn't make it.
She caused the death of Alina Paschal, a human being, a child, by taking the aforementioned child into the woods in the rain and freezing temperatures with minimal clothing for a period of over 11 hours, causing the child to become hypothermic and to die from exposure.
So officials are saying that Uriah, took cocaine and marijuana before she headed into the woods with her 2 children. They were out there for almost 12 hours in the wet, in the cold. It was almost 27 degrees that night, and they were out there. And the reason why the officials keep saying allegedly lost is because when police found her, she had a cell phone on her, a fully charged cell phone on her. Yet she claimed that she was lost in the woods. And I'm not saying that she doesn't think she was lost.
And this is her and the kids together right here. She probably thought she was lost because she was so high on her drugs. So she probably thought that they were lost. Cute little girl, man. It's a shame. So she probably thought they were lost because if you're high like that on drugs, you're intoxicated with, the other stuff, you start thinking things that may not exactly be true. And that's probably what she was doing out there in those woods, But the thing about it, why did she have to take her kids? She should have went out there herself and went to the woods and sat out there. You know what I'm saying? Why bring your children? So when you bring your children along with you, it just makes you think of something else. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because I don't know who all was in that home, that rental space with her, because she was at a resort. So if somebody else was there with her, though, like I said before, didn't they notice that she was gone with the kids? Or were they in there getting high together or what? Because it seemed like somebody would have noticed that she left and then they would have went out to look for them. Anyway, let's see. Somebody said, no, she had to be on more than that. And a lot of people saying it sounds like it's more than marijuana and the other thing. A lot of people keep on saying the same thing. I don't know that much about drugs, so I don't know. Somebody said maybe a bad mix of the drugs with a mental health crisis. If not, there were other drugs involved. So I don't know. Like I said, because I don't know anything. But that's one thing I don't know about is drugs, because I don't, even be around drugs like that, but maybe she got some bad stuff. I don't know. But the thing is, I'm trying to figure out, why did she take her kids, and she could have went out there herself and sat out there in the woods and do whatever she did out in the woods. Why bring your kids with you? That's so weird to me. Now let me go to another story about her real quick that I had read earlier. Hold on. When I thought my mic was on, it was off. Hold on for 1 second. Let me get that story again. I can go right to it. What's her name? Here we go. Let's see. What story was I on right here? I'm trying to figure out where did I get it from last time. Hold on, y'all, for 1 second. Bear with me. Because, let's see here. Is it over here? Excuse me, y'all. I'm up here damn yarning all on camera. Okay, let's see. This right here wouldn't let me pull this up, but I was reading somewhere before. I'm trying to figure out where was I getting the information from. Hold on, it may be right here. So in addition to her cruelty to children in the first degree, okay, like I said, she's also facing a charge of felony, you know what? And then they said, hold on, y'all, let's see. Yeah, I can't believe she took them kids out there like that. It was raining and freezing. You know what rain feels like when it's cold outside? Goodness. They was in there for over 11 hours, causing the child to become hypothermic and passed on from exposure. So in this article, they said that in November 2023, Ridge was arrested for being drunk at a bar and becoming physical with her children, like I was telling you guys before. But I was wondering if they were crossing these two up. It is the same incident, but with different years. I don't know for sure. But anyway, they said the Warren states she punched and slapped one of her children multiple times and then dropped the other. She was granted a $5,000 bond for that incident, but this latest arrest, which includes murder, comes with much greater penalties. The charge is a felony. It is punishable by life imprisonment with the possibility of parole, life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, and DEATH, by lethal injection. So yeah, this is what she's going to be up against, and it serves her right, because she's an unfit parent. You know what I'm saying? Just straight up unfit. And I don't understand why she even still had custody of these two kids. Why was they even underneath her care? Because clearly she wasn't in her right mindset or mind or anything to be having those kids. It's a shame. And stories like this just makes you think, you know what I'm saying? It really does, because I thought that when you become a mom, you're supposed to be loving, make sure your kids are safe, happy, all their needs are provided, like clothing, food, and things like that. I didn't think it involved, you being high off of drugs and drunk than a skunk and just, doing crazy stuff with your kids. Even when she was hitting the little boy before at the bowling alley, she was drunk. And then if this other incident is a separate one, she was drunk there too. And she was slapping one of the children again, which is probably the little boy, and she dropped the little baby, who was 2 at the time. That's crazy. And so she must, I don't know if those are 2 separate incidents, because if the other one was in 2022, then the baby would have been 1. And in 2023, she would have been 2. The baby is 3 now. So I don't know. But all I do know is that she should never have custody of those kids anymore. They shouldn't have been in her home. And my condolences and prayers are expressed out to the other family members that actually care about both, the little girl and everything. And hopefully the boy pulls through. And I hope they find a better home for the little boy, because clearly that mom's home wasn't the best place. No telling how many times she abused these kids, at home, getting drunk, getting high, and then start whooping and hitting them. Don't even make no sense. And CPS, they definitely need to be held accountable as well, because we hear too many stories like this all the daggone time about CPS not doing what they need to do. So CPS definitely needs to be held accountable as well. And hopefully justice will be served on this woman. Let me see. I don't think I showed y'all the other picture. Let me show y'all real quick. Hold on. Looking. Let's see if I can go back to her other picture, her picture again. And if I get any updates or whatever cases, I'm definitely going to let you guys know about it. Let me see. So this is her mug shot right here, I believe. I think this is her mug shot. I'm not sure. This don't even make no sense. See if I got any more pictures of it. So I think that's all of the pictures. I showed different pictures on my other live, but I don't feel like going to all those pictures again. It just shows happier times and stuff with them and everything. It's crazy. But anyway, if I do get any updates regarding that story, I will let you guys know. All right. So let's go ahead and go to our next story, which is about Nicki Minaj and Megan The Stallion. All right. Let me make sure. I hope I didn't take that story off of here. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me find it real quick. Hold on. I hope I didn't erase that, because I did erase some stuff. Let's see. Nicki. I bet you I did. Let's see. Because I don't even see it. I see Jam Master J's story still up here. I may have to, because I know what it's about, but I don't want to tell you guys about that because I may get it backwards. Let's see if I can go and get that. When you erase it off of here, let me see if it's in my folder. Hold on for a second, y'all. Hold on for one. Who in the hell is, this is, what's the name? This is Gordon. Hold on, let me tell him good morning. Hold on, y'all. Okay, there you go. I think just put it on new. Save. Okay. When did he send me this message? Let me add him. Oh, I already added him. Okay, hold on, y'all. He just sent it today. Okay. Let me look over here and see real quick if I got this in my trash. No, let me go back to here because I don't know what the hell I did to it. So Nicki Minaj, let me go to that. Anyway, I can just tell you some things about it because I just got through reading it. So y'all know about the beef already. I think Nicki Minaj says something on X or either Instagram comparing Rihanna's incident with Chris Brown to I guess the situation with Megan The Stallion. She was saying she was trying to have a Rihanna moment. Let me find it so I can give it to you exactly what she was saying. And then, clearly some fans got upset about it and said that she basically shouldn't be saying that. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Let me put this to having a Rihanna moment. A Rihanna moment. Let me put that on there. Because I know I erased something thinking I already did it. So yeah, here it is right here. I'm gonna get it from Rolling Stone this time. It says the rapper also defended herself at the cemetery where Megan's mom is buried. And it also, wait a minute, the rapper also defends herself as the cemetery where Megan's mom is buried ramps up security due to potential unhinged barbs. All right. And Nicki Minaj says Megan The Stallion wanted a Rihanna moment after being shot. So let's go ahead and go over this real quick. So on the 5th day of Nicki Minaj intense fixation on Meg Thee Stallion following a jab, the Savage rapper likely threw Minaj way on her latest track. Minaj invoked Rihanna to claim that Megan tried to force sympathy for herself as a victim of violence. She also refuted that she has encouraged her fans to approach or desecrate the gravesite of Megan's late mother. The Texas cemetery where she's buried has reportedly enhanced security and informed local police of the risk it faces, as Nicki Minaj fans may have encouraged each other to disrespect it. Okay, then on January the 31st, Nicki joined podcast host Joe Budden on Spaces, the live audio arm of X, formerly known as Twitter. Budden, who has had a rap career and often critiques hip hop on his show, called himself an objective barb, implying that he is a fan of Minaj and somehow is not biased as a music critic. This meant that it was a relatively safe space for Nicki to speak without contest. In a conversation of at least 40 minutes, Nicki speculated that Megan's management company, Roc Nation, has launched a smear campaign against her, dissected the diss track Megan's estranged ex-partisan Fontaine released in November, and accused Megan of seeking sympathy and controversy to bolster her career. Anyway, Nicki said it is so obvious she wanted a Rihanna moment so bad. When another participant in the space asked Nicki to specify rich Rihanna moment and what she meant by it, she responded, "You're gonna Google," before continuing. The probable allusion the rapper could have been making is to Chris Brown's 2009 assault on Rihanna, the start of more than a decade of allegations and reports of violence and harassment for Brown. So that's what she did. She just said that Megan Thee Stallion wanted a Rihanna moment when she, went through that stuff with the Tory Lanez shooting incident. And a lot of people, frowned upon Nicki saying that. And they had a lot of comments there talking about that, saying basically she shouldn't have said that, and some other things that they had said about her. Hey, Hankin TV, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all show Hankin TV some love and support, and tell him that Shades 2 sent you. So, like I said before, I just think that they're basically too grown to be up here going back and forth with each other. And I also think that personal things should be left out of their beef. It should be no mama stuff, no Chris Brown, incident stuff going on, no her husband stuff or anything, because, you just create a door for more problems when you start making it that personal, And like I told you guys the other day, some people believe that this started from what's her name? Megan Thee Stallion being on, having Cardi B on WAP. And Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are not friends or anything. They're beefing and things like that. So a lot of people think that Nicki is teed off at Megan Thee Stallion for having Cardi B, her nemesis, on that CD. And I can understand that because it's kind of crazy if you're best friends with someone, right? Or even if you're just friends, and then that person know that you're enemies with somebody else, and then they start being friends with your enemy. I know how she probably felt. You know what I'm saying? However, again, since they are grown, they're supposed to be like celebrities on a different level. You would think they wouldn't be doing all of this, especially, when you look at other people that have been beefing and what it led to. You don't really want to take that same route. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how things escalate pretty quickly. And then next thing you know, somebody is in the hospital or somewhere else. But anyway, let's see. Nicki also implied that Megan The Stallion can't succeed without provoking her. So that's crazy, man. Yeah, so like I said, it's a lot of going back and forth with those two, and hopefully they'll stop, soon and don't let it go too long, and go ahead and do what they need to do, put their music out and just basically stay out of each other's way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So if I get any more updates on that, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm not gonna read too many comments on this little situation right here because it's basically the same thing over again that people are tripping out, taking sides and things like that. I just think it's kind of ridiculous. They're both too old. Nicki is older than what's her name, Megan The Stallion, but they still both are, but she still is grown too. So I think they just need to cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Because they're supposed to be on a certain level, stars, and everything. And basically, it's just not a good look because, you got kids watching, you got younger adults watching, you got to lead by example, whether you think you're a role model or not. If you're out there in the public, you know what I'm saying, then you are still a role model to some people or for some people. So you need to, act accordingly. So that's crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to Jam Master J, y'all, okay? Because I'm sitting up here reading other articles about that. But like I said, if I get any updates, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you, tuned into what else they do as much as I can. What time is it? Okay, let me hurry up. Okay, so the next story is about Master J, and that's going to be it for tonight. Since I messed up the first recording and wasn't even on here talking, you couldn't hear me, no sound. But anyway, y'all, Run DMC Jam Master J was unalive in greed and revenge. Okay, and his trial started on Monday, and I was trying to figure out why they took so long to do the trial, but I found out, because they clearly just got the people back in 2020. So that's why it took them all this time to do a trial. So let's see, 2020. So this is 2024. So it took almost like 4 years, 21, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, basically 4 years to actually have a trial. So with that being said, I wonder how long it's going to take for them to have a trial for Mo3 and Dolph. Anyway, let me go ahead and read this. It says, Run DMC's Jam Master J was unalive in greed and revenge ambush, prosecutors say, as trial of alleged assassins began. Okay, so hip-hop pioneer Jam Master J was executed in an ambush motivated by greed and revenge over drugs, federal prosecutors said Monday as the trial of the Run DMC's DJs alleged assassins got underway. Ronald Washington, 59, and Carl Jordan Jr., 39, are accused of gunning down Jay, whose real name was Jason Mizell, at his Queens music studio in 2002. It was a brutal crime, Assistant U.S. Attorney Miranda Gonzalez said during an opening arguments in Brooklyn federal court. Washington and Jordan were arrested in 2020, with prosecutors claiming the long unsolved shooting was retribution over a large COCAINE deal gone bad. The defendants had unalived a world famous musician in front of people they know, said Gonzalez, who painted a detailed portrait of the events leading up to the cold-blooded hit. It was an ambush, an execution, she told the jury, and you will learn that it was motivated by greed and revenge. Mizell has served as a middleman for COCAINE shipments once his Run DMC money began to dry up by the mid-1990s, prosecutors claimed. As the spotlight for Run DMC started to fade, the money wasn't coming into Jason Mizell as it once was. So he turned to, to make money, Gonzalez said. Prosecutors allege Mizell was earning hundreds of thousands of dollars in the illicit trade. One such transaction, known as the Baltimore deal, allegedly involved the shipment of $200,000 in DRUGS from New York City to Washington, D.C. However, prosecutors said things didn't go as planned with the 10-kilogram Coca-Cola deal. I'm going to call it that, goodness. The distributor allegedly didn't want to work with Washington, a childhood friend of Mizell, which left him cut out of the deal. It also meant that Jordan, Mizell's godson, would lose his share of the proceeds Washington was expecting. It was this slight that led the men to ambush and unalive Mizell, prosecutors claim. On the night of the murder, Mizell was sitting on a couch playing video games at his 24/7 studio on Merrick Boulevard. Gonzalez said the famous DJ had a .380 caliber pistol on the armrest of the sofa, fearing for his safety after a visit from Washington earlier in the day. People close to Jason would tell you that in the days leading up to his he seemed different, she told the jury. Jay Bryan, 49, who was indicted separately for his role in the illing, let Jordan in Washington into the studio through a rear entrance on the fire escape, according to the accusations. Mizell rose to his feet upon seeing Jordan enter the studio, who prosecutors said then put a .40 caliber bullet in his head, killing him instantly. Gonzalez noted that the fatal shot was fired at such a close range, it burned the hair and skin of his head. Prosecutors also noted Jordan's indifference about the killing, claiming he later made statements that if Jason Mizell was still alive, he would unalive him again. Lawyers for the defense briefly addressed the court, proclaiming their clients innocent and casting doubt on the reliability of eyewitness testimonies of the more than 20-year-old crime. Carl Jordan Jr. did not unalive Jason Mizell, said Jordan's attorney, John Diaz. This whole case revolves around 10 seconds, 21 years ago, a blink of an eye a generation ago, said Mr. Spike, Washington's attorney. Spike went on to say that Washington and Mizell were like family and conceded that his client was an alcoholic at the time who would frequently crash on the hip-hop DJ's couch. If that's the case, why bite the hand that feeds you? Why unalive the one person who depends on you? Also testifying in court was Detective James Lusk, who is now with the Queens District Attorney Office, but was with the 103rd Precinct at the time of the murder. Lusk testified in the moments that followed. Randy Allen, a business partner of Mizell, who had been present for the shooting, sprinted on foot across the large municipal parking lot, separating the studio from the precinct to report the crime. Upon arriving at the studio about a minute later, Lusk found Mizell unresponsive, lying on the ground in a huge pool of blood, and Allen's sister, Linda High, who identified the shooter to police 9 months after the crime, was crying. Jurors were then shown photos of the crime scene, which included bloody pictures of Mizell's body, wearing white socks and a beige sweater, laying on the floor next to the couch with a PlayStation 2 video game controller nearby. Under cross-examination, Michael Houston's, one of Jordan's attorneys, questioned the detective about why they did not photograph the fire escape through which Jordan and Washington had entered the studio back in 2002. Luss said he was unaware of whether any photos were taken at the time. Washington's lawyer, Jacqueline Cistero, questioned why none of the 5 people in the studio at the time of the, call 911. They don't want to snitch, which is crazy. The detective said, I don't remember anybody calling 911, but later pointed out that it would have probably been quicker for Allen to run to the precinct like he did rather than placing a call for help. Run DMC, who proudly hailed from Hollis, Queens, was a pioneer rap trio who was largely credited with bringing hip-hop to a mainstream audience with hits like It's Tricky in My Adidas. Unlike some other of their peer artists, Run DMC did not stand for violence in, being criminals. And they did this both in their lyrics and political activities. The group famously did an anti-drug PSA in 1987. They held voter registration drives at concerts and were outspoken against Los Angeles gang violence. They were also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2009. All right, so anyway, let's read some of these comments. Okay, so Shayla said it's way overdue for justice for Jay and family. If they did this, they deserve life and nothing less. Rest easy now, Jam Master Jay. Okay, so this girl got a whole book. But anyway, let me read it real quick. She said, Jam Master Jay, from all testimonies of everyone who knew him or interacted with him, time and again said he was a good, solid man. This was so ugly and evil, all for worldly possession, status, fame, money, and on Judgment Day, none of those things matter on the day that only matters. Humans work ourselves crazy, steal, kill, robbery, lie, etc. Whatever you do so we can live our lives comfortable. Unfortunately, a high percentage of people want everything but don't want to put in the work. Honestly, those type of people also expect others to help them realize their dreams, aspirations freely, and just ridiculous. I hope these illers get the maximum sentence for their crimes. Anyway, I'm just glad they got the dues, okay? Because like I said, they was free all this time, and finally they got them. So hopefully justice is served, and I will be keeping y'all updated, about this trial and things like that. Diamond said, I'm glad there's no statutes of limitations on murder. Loved one is gone, and murderers are walking free. Nab their asses. So let's see what else they got on here. Timothy said, leave the damn drugs alone. Don't sell or use. It is a DEAD road. So Amy said, so old girl ID'd the shooter to the police 9 months later in 2003. What the hell took 20 years to indict? I think it took 20 years because they just arrested the other two, the main two, I guess, in 2020. Because at first that's the same thing I was asking. Why did they take them so long to arrest people? But I mean, not to arrest people, but so long to have the trial. And then I read that they arrested, the two people back in 2020. So they took about almost 4 years. So that's probably about normal. But anyway, that's a sad situation. I remember when it happened and stuff. And it's just, sad, I don't know why he had to start selling stuff, but hey, it is what it is. It doesn't mean he still need to get, unalive or anything like that. But anyway, I'm going to keep you guys up to date on the trial as I get more information and go from there. My prayers are still expressed out to his family and friends and fans, and may he continue to rest in peace. All right. So, guys, we've been on here for 50 minutes. We're not going to be on here that long because like I told you guys before, I messed up the other live when I was talking and the video was not on. I basically went over everything that, hold on, let me check to see what this is that I went over earlier. Let me see what he's talking about. Oh, they're talking about, okay. Yeah, I said I basically went over everything that I went over in the first video. I didn't talk about my day or anything, but I don't have to do that. We'll do that again tomorrow because it's getting late. It's like 1:21 here. I got to go in here and take a shower and all of that. So it is what it is. But I will, no, I'll tell y'all about that tomorrow because it's getting late. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else I need to tell you that's urgent before tomorrow. I don't think so. Everything else. There was one more story that I did read about the man. Oh man, I'm gonna have to tell you guys about that tomorrow. About the man who said he was, I guess, kidnapped by some aliens. If I find that story again, I'll tell you guys that tomorrow because he sounded like he was a little nutty fruitcake anyway. So I'll just tell you guys about that if I can find it again. Let me see if I can type it in here real quick. He was abducted. Let me see. This is the same dude. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this nutty fruitcake again. Yeah, I was talking about it in my other live, the one that you can hear me on. But if I do find it again, I'll tell you guys about that tomorrow. Otherwise, we are getting ready to get out of here, guys. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this live. I want to thank Hankin TV for stopping by, showing support. Y'all show him some love. I want to thank Tony Bands for coming by, showing support again. And thank you, Tony, for letting me know that you didn't hear any sound. And y'all check him out and show him some love. Carl is here. Thank you for turning this back on because I know you are still asleep. But it is understandable because it is what 1, 2, 3, 3:23 on the East Coast. I don't know how some people stay up all night long and just be up on the computer and shit, just weird as hell. You know what I'm saying? Never going to sleep. I guess some people who do that probably sleep in the daytime, but it can't be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Not going to sleep. My ass going to bed in about 30 more minutes. I got to look up a couple of things and I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep. I did my taxes earlier too, but I need to I didn't turn them in or anything because I need to add my few to it because I forgot to add that to it earlier. And I need to make a couple other changes and stuff. And then I will be able to go ahead and submit those and stuff. And as far as looking for a house, I didn't go today, but we'll probably look at another house either tomorrow or either Friday. And then hopefully in another week, we'll be making our choices. And then, oh, you work third shift? Oh, okay. And then once I do that, then hopefully we'll have, the deadline I have is probably the third week of February to actually secure the home, right? And then like on the 29th, how many days we got this month? 28 or 29. Well, the last day of this month, which I think is on the 29th, that's when we'll be getting ready to get up out of here and move into our place. So either it's going to be a house or either a townhome. I don't know which one yet. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? Because things out here in Cali is like very expensive. Y'all know. I mean, these houses be renting up from like $3,300 to $3,400, $3,500, $3,600, $3,800 a daggone month. Oh, you just bought a house? Congratulations. Yeah, I had when we lived in Atlanta, we had our own house. We had 2 houses in Atlanta, and in Keller, we owned our own house. But out here in Cali, we just rented a house when I first moved out here, And then I decided to move to an apartment when I decided, when I wanted to be divorced and stuff. But now I'm going to move back into a house again and stuff. Yeah, apartment living is different, but I mean it's nice, if you live in a nice area and have a nice place. You're welcome. It's very fun when you get your first house. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I met my husband, he had his own house already. So I just basically once we got married, I just moved in and stuff, and changed everything the way I wanted to because he told me I could. And then I bought a house, some years later and stuff. And that was my first house, but it's a nice experience, you know what I'm saying? When you go get a house and things like that. I'm not buying a house out here though. I'm just renting. It's still going to be a fun experience. But yeah, I'm just renting because I'm not going to stay out here. I'm going to be out here probably for another 5 years and then I'm leaving because I've been out here now for 10 years. So another 5 years and then that's it. This year will be 11 years though because we moved here in 2013. Let's see, 14. Yeah, it'll be 11 years. So by the time I move, I'll be here for like 16 years. Yep, but I can't wait to move though back into a house because apartment living, unless it's like a really big apartment, it's you got to get used to it, But my apartment is real nice, so it wasn't a bad time or anything. And then I live in a really nice neighborhood and everything, so it was cool. But it's too little, so because it's all of us, and then my girls are grown now. My son is basically almost grown, and so it's time to go back into a house. Until I get ready to retire and things like that, then I'll probably move into an apartment again. But it won't be here, it'll be somewhere else. All right. But anyway, guys, we are getting ready to get out of here. Hank and TV, you have a good night at work. I used to work a third shift. It was hard too, but one job that I had, I'm not going to lie. When I used to work at the telephone company overnight, my ass used to go take a nap. I'm not going to lie. I really did. I used to take a nap a lot of nights and stuff because I had to get back up in the morning and take my kids to school and things like that. So sometime when I would be at work overnight, I'm not joking, I would take a good little nap and then wake up in a couple hours and stuff and finish my job. I sure did because I knew when I got home that I would have to basically be up to take them to school. And then at that time, I don't think I had a second job. But later on, when I got the second job, I had to go do that. And then I had a singing group. It was a lot. So you had to do what you had to do. But anyway, third shift is hard until you get used to it, But I prefer like the ideal shift for me is like from, let's see, it's from probably like 10 to 6. That's a good shift. That's a good shift right there. Not too early and you don't get off too late. So that's a perfect shift for me. But anyway, have a good night at work. All right, Hank and TV. And I'm going to wish everybody else a good morning because it is morning now. Happy and blessed Thursday. And I will see you guys later on this evening sometime with another good live. And if I get any updates, I'll let you guys know. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about later on, but by the time I come back on, I will know. Again, thanks to Carlos here, Tony Bands, and Hacking TV. Also, thanks to everybody in the bushes, and thanks to everybody who watches this video in the replay. Guys, if you want to show support to this channel, you can do that by doing a Cash App to $ShadesTube. Also, don't forget to thumbs up, like. Hold on. Damn, what am I doing? Wait, y'all. Like. Hit that bell notification and subscribe to the channel. Okay. Other than that, guys, I'm going to say good night and y'all have a good sleep if you're going to sleep or if you're going to get ready to go to work. Enjoy your work day. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow. And happy and blessed month of February. It is February, y'all. Valentine's month. Sorry, y'all. And I hope y'all got some plan for your girlfriends or your wives or your husbands or your boyfriends. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Good night.